Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ritesh Prabhu. Start Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Okay, yesterday we had wonderful recitation by Amarish Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. I think I was speaking and my connection was disconnected, but you sang very nicely. Already catching the meters I could see yesterday. So thank you so much. Anybody would like to sing today, or would you like to do it again today, Amarish Prabhu?
Yeah, I can try again. It's still some words are still not okay, but yeah, I can try.
Yes, go ahead, Prabhu. Yeah, so from 41 to 53.
Narayana namayati amam eva mantram samsara ghaura vishwa niraharanaya nityam shrunavantu bhavya matayo yatayo nuragad uच्चैस्तरमुपदिशमे aham urdhva bahu Chittam naiva nivartate shanamapi Shri Krishna Padma Bhujan Nindantu Priyabandhava Gurujana Grahantu Munachantu Va Durvadam Parighosayantu Manuja Vamse Kalanke Stuva Tadrak Prema Dharanuraga Madhuna Mataya Manam Tume Krishna Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guru Krishna hi Vishnu Vishwambhara Krishna Deva Samutitam Jagaditam Krishne Layam Gacchati Krishne Tishtati Vishwam Ita Akilam Krishnasya Dasa Vayam Krishnena Khila Chadagatir Vitarita Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha He Gopalaka He Kripa Jalanidhi He Sindhu Kanyapate He Kama Santaka He Gajendra Karuna Parina He Madhava He Ramanuja He Jagatraya Guru He Pundarikaksha Mama He Gopi Jananatha Palaya Param Janamina Tvam Vinam Dharavara Karavara Sutta Tita Nujo Virinchi Stuta Vedas Tava Suragana Bhrata Varga Prasada Muktir Maya Jagata Vikalam Tavaki Devakite Mata Mitram Balaripusutas Tattvadanayam Najane Pranamami Sasya Pranamami Sasya Siraha Phalam Vedos Pranamami Sasya Siraha Phalam Vedosa Tad Archanam Pani Phalam Deva Koshaha Manam Manaha Phalam Tat Guna Tattva Chintanam Vachaha Phalam Tat Guna Kirtanam Vadaha Sriman Nama Purushaye Narayana Khayam केना प्रपूर्वञ्चितं पपिनोऽपि हानापूर्वं वक् प्रवृत्ता न तस्मिन् तेन प्राप्तं गर्भावसादि दुःखम् थयन्ति ये विष्णुम् अनन्तम् अभयम् ऋतपद्ममध्ये सततं व्यवस्थितं समहीतनं सतत भयप्रदम् ते यन्ति सिद्धिं परमं तु वैष्णवीम् तत्त्वं प्रसीद भगवान् कुरु मे अनन्ते विष्णो कृपं परं करुणिककालु त्वम् संसारसागर निमग्नम् अनन्तदिनम् उद्धर्तुम् अर्हसि हरे पुरुषोत्तमसि क्षीरसागर तरङ्गशिखर सारतरकीर्त चारुमृतय भोगी भोग शयनीय शयने माधवाय मधु विद्वेष नमः अलम 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 एका प्रणिनाम प्रतकानम निरसन विषयेय कृष्ण कृष्णेति वाणी यदि भावते मुकुंदे भक्तिरानंद चंद्र करताल कलिता सा मोक्ष साम्राज्य लक्ष्मी यस हे प्रियायो श्रुति धरवो कबिलो कबिरवो मित्रो द्विजन वर पद्म सर्व अभ्युतम तेनम्बुजाक्ष चरणम्बुज सत्पदेन राज्ञ कृताकृतिर्यं कुलशेखरेण मुकुन्दमलं पठतं नरानम् अशेषसौख्यं लभते न कश्चित् समस्तपापक्षयमेत्य देहि प्रयति विष्णुः परमं पदं तत् हरे कृष्ण जय जगन्नाथ
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Harish Prabhu. Shri Kunmala Stotra ki jai, Shri Kulashekar Alvar ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Okay, anybody would like to read the translations? 41 to 53.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Meenu Mataji.
Raising my arms, I utter this compassionate advice as loudly as I can. If those in the renounced order want to be delivered from the terrible poisonous condition of material life, they should have the good sense to constantly hear the mantra Om Namo Narayana. My mind cannot turn from Sri Krishna's lotus feet, even for a moment. Let my dear ones and other relatives criticize me, my superiors accept or reject me as they like, the common people spread evil gossip about me, and my family's reputation be sullied. For a madman like me, it is honor enough to feel this flood of love of Godhead, which brings such sweet emotions of attraction for my Lord. May Krishna, the spiritual master of the three worlds, protect us. Continually bow down to Krishna. Krishna has killed all our enemies. Obeisances to Krishna. From Krishna alone, this world has come into being. I am the servant of Krishna. This entire universe rests within Krishna. O Krishna, please protect me. O young cowherd boy, O ocean of mercy, O husband of Lakshmi, the ocean's daughter, O killer of Kamsa, O merciful benefactor of Gajendra, O Madhava, O younger brother of Rama, O spiritual master of the three worlds, O lotus eye lord of the gopis, I know no one greater than you. Please protect me. Your wife is a beautiful daughter of the ocean, and your son is Lord Brahma. The Vedas are your panegyrists. The demigods comprise your company of servants, and the liberation is your benediction. While this entire universe is a display of your magic power, Srimati Devaki is your mother, and Arjuna, the son Indra, is your friend. For these reasons, I have no interest in anyone but you. The wise inhabitants of the heavenly regions know that the perfection of the god of the head is to offer prostrate Obeisance to the Supreme Lord. The perfection of the life breath is to worship the Lord. The perfection of the mind is to ponder the details of His transcendental qualities, and the perfection of speech is to chant the glories of His qualities. What person, even if most sinful, has ever said aloud the blessed name Narayana and failed to fulfill his desires? But we, alas, never use our power of speech in that way, and so we had to suffer such miseries as living in a womb. The unlimited and infallible Vishnu, who is always present within the lotus of the heart, grant fearlessness to those who fix their intelligence upon him. The devotees who meditate on him will reach the supreme perfection of the Vaishnavas. O Supreme Lord, O Vishnu, you are the most compassionate. Now please show me your favor and bestow your mercy upon this helpless soul. O unlimited Lord, kindly uplift this wretch who is drowning in the ocean of material existence. O Lord Hari, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Obeisances to Lord Madhava, enemy of Madhu demon. His beautiful form, lying on the couch of the serpent Ananta, is speckled by the shower of spray from the milk ocean's waves. By themselves, the words Krishna, Krishna are sufficient to drive away the sins of all living beings. Anyone who possesses devotion for Lord Mukunda, that is densely imbued with ecstasy, holds in the palms of his hand the gifts of liberation, worldly influence, and wealth. This work was composed by King Kulshakera, a bee at the lotus feet of the lotus-eyed Lord. The king's two beloved friends are the twin stems of the exquisite lotus of the Brahmana community. Expert Vedic scholars renowned as leaders of the community of poets. Who among those who recite this Mukundamala will not achieve complete happiness? An embodied being who chants these prayers will have all his sinful reactions eradicated and proceed straight to the supreme abode of the Lord Vishnu. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, wonderful prayers. Now he says these prayers. Yeah, we saw the Kulashekar Baba was talking about Om Namo Narayana. So Om Namo Narayana. And then of course this upcoming week we are going to have wonderful festival of Narsimha Chaturdashi. Starting this weekend we'll have a wonderful class on double dose of mercy by Priya Radhika Mataji. Where Prahlad Maharaj is saying Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So all wonderful names of the Lord by the wonderful devotees of the Lord. And by reciting these wonderful names of the Lord, we get out of the cycle of birth and death. So there is no miseries of living in a womb. It's very so claustrophobic, thinking of living in a womb for 9 months as a human body, but in other species as well. Okay, so yeah, the wonderful holy names of the Lord are so powerful. That's what the dear devotees are mentioning. And we saw yesterday, Srila Prabhupada is starting to give that tonic, the tonic of Mahamantra to his early disciples, or early devotees who had been coming to listen to him. We saw he's breaking ground in this chapter 18 and starting to distribute the most magnanimous, matchless gifts of the holy names to everybody who is receptive. Right? So just as you saw yesterday, how many, about dozen odd new devotees had come to listen to him, and Prabhupada started chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is Mahamantra given by Mahaprabhu, who is also known as Mahavadanyaya, who's most magnificent. So that is why it is a matchless gift. And as the Howard Wheeler was thinking, how prophetic these words were, he didn't know that time, but in hindsight, when we look back now, yes, those were truly matchless gifts that Srila Prabhupada started distributing. Yes, so we'll see. And as he says here yesterday, reading the submission, their submission, it is ultimately their purity of these young American devotees, the purity, their submission to the sound they wanted to experience, they wanted to see God face to face, and they wanted to go any extent to do that. And here, a pure Acharya was showing them the way. So Prabhupada was saying, and there are Prabhupada's words, that their submission to the spiritual sound will eventually lead to purification and enlightenment, and they will develop ecstasy in chanting the holy names. So may that be a blessing for all of us from Srila Prabhupada, because we are also trying to just follow his instructions in doing this morning japa and chanting the holy names. Okay, so we'll continue from here. Anybody like to read today? Okay, I will go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Prabhuji. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'll continue, Mataji. Now today we shall begin the 4th chapter, what Lord Krishna says to Arjuna. His lecture is very basic, and yet for restless youth, heavily philosophical, some can't take it and they rise rudely upon hearing the Swami's first words, put on their shoes at the front door, and return to the street. Others had left as soon as they saw the singing was over. Still, this is his best group yet. A few of the Bowery congregation are present. The boys from Mott Street are here, and they are specifically looking for a guru. Many in the group have already read Bhagavad Gita, and they are not too proud to hear and admit that they didn't understand it. It is another hot and noisy July evening outside his door. Children are on summer vacation, and they stay out on the street until dark. Nearby, a big dog is barking. Row, row, row. The traffic creates constant rumbling just outside the window. Little girls are shrieking, and all this makes lecturing difficult. Yet, despite the distraction of children, traffic, and dogs, he wants the door open. If it is closed, he says, "Why is it closed? People may come in." He continues, undaunted, quoting Sanskrit, holding his audience, and developing his urgent message, while the relentless cacophony rivals his every word. Row, row, row. Eek, yeah, shrieking like little Spanish witches, the girls disturb the whole block. In the distance, the man shouts from his window, "Get out of here, get out of here." Prabhupada, ask them not to make noise. Roy, one of the boys in the temple, the man is chasing the kids now. Prabhupada, yes, yes, these children are making a disturbance. Ask them. Roy, yes, that's what. The man's chasing them right now. Prabhupada, they are making noises. Roy, yes, he's chasing them now. The man chases the children away, but they will be back. You can't chase the children off the street. They live there, and the big dog never stops barking. And who can stop the cars? The cars are always there. Prabhupada uses the cars to give an example. When a car momentarily comes into our vision on 2nd Avenue, we certainly don't think that it had no existence before we saw it, or that it ceases to exist once it has passed from the view. Similarly, when Krishna goes from this planet to another, it doesn't mean he no longer exists, although it may appear that way. Actually, he has only left our sight. Krishna and his incarnations constantly appear and disappear on innumerable planets throughout the innumerable universes of the material creation. The cars are always passing, roaring and rumbling through every word Prabhupada speaks. The door is open and he is poised at the edge of a river of carbon monoxide, asphalt, rumbling tires, and constant waves of traffic. He has come a long way from the banks of his Yamuna in Vrindavan, where great saints and sages have gathered through the ages to discuss Krishna consciousness. But his audience lives here amid the scene, so he has come here, beside 2nd Avenue's rushing river of traffic, to speak loudly the ageless message. He is still stressing the same point. Whatever you do in Krishna consciousness, however little it may be, is eternally good for you. Yet now, more than uptown or on the Bowery, he is calling his hearers to take to Krishna consciousness fully and become devotees. He assures them anyone can become a devotee and friend of Krishna, like Arjuna. You will be surprised that Lord Chaitanya's principal disciples were all so-called fallen in society. He appointed Haridas Thakur to the highest position in his spiritual mission, although he happened to take birth in a Mohammedan family. So there is no bar for anyone. Everyone can become spiritual master, provided he knows the science of Krishna. This is the science of Krishna, this Bhagavad Gita. And if anyone knows it perfectly, then he becomes a spiritual master. And this transcendental vibration, Hare Krishna, will help us by cleaning the dust from the mirror of our mind. On the mind, we have accumulated material dust. Just like on the 2nd Avenue, due to the constant traffic of motor cars, there's always a creation of dust over everything. Similarly, by our manipulation of materialistic activities, there are some material dusts which are accumulated on the mind. and therefore we are unable to see things in true perspective. So this process, the vibration of the transcendental sound, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, will cleanse the dust. And as soon as the dust is cleared, then as you see your nice face in the mirror, similarly you can see your real constitutional position as spirit soul. In Sanskrit language it is said, Bhava Maha Davagni. Lord Chaitanya said that. Lord Chaitanya said that. Lord Chaitanya's picture you have seen in the front window. He is dancing and chanting Hare Krishna. So it doesn't matter what a person was doing before, what sinful activities. A person may not be perfect at first, but if he is engaged in service, then he will be purified. Suddenly, a Bowery derelict enters, whistling and drunkenly shouting. The audience remains seated, not knowing what to make of it. Drunk. Havaya, I'll be right back. I brought another thing. Prabhupada, don't disturb. Sit down. We are talking seriously. Drunk. I'll put it up there. In a church? All right. I'll be right back. The man is white-haired, with a short grizzly beard and frowsy clothing. His odor reeks through the temple, but then he suddenly careens out the door and is gone. Prabhupada chuckles softly and returns immediately to his lecture. So it doesn't matter what a person was doing before. If he engages in Krishna consciousness, chanting Hare Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, it should be concluded that he is a saint. He is a saintly person. Apichit Suduracharo. Never mind if he may have some external immoral habit due to his past association. It doesn't matter. Some way or other, one should become Krishna conscious, and then gradually he will become a saintly person as he goes on executing this process of Krishna consciousness. There is a story about how habit is second nature. There was a thief, and he went on pilgrimage with some friends. So at night, when the others were sleeping, because his habit was to steal at night, he got up and was taking someone's baggage. But then he was thinking, oh, I have come to this holy place of pilgrimage, but still I am committing theft by habit. No, I shall not do it. So then he took someone's bag and put it in another's place. And for the whole night, the poor fellow moved the bags of the pilgrims from here to there. But due to his conscience, because he was on a holy pilgrimage, he did not actually take anything. So in the morning, when everyone got up, they looked around and said, where is my bag? I don't see it. And another man says, I don't see my bag. And then someone says, oh, there is your bag. So there was some row. So they thought, what is the matter? How has it so happened? Then the thief rose up and told all of his friends, my dear gentlemen, I'm a thief by occupation. And because I have that habit to steal at night, I couldn't stop myself. But I thought, I have come to this holy place, so I won't do it. Therefore, I placed one person's bag in another man's place. Please excuse me. So this is habit. He doesn't want to do, but he has a habit of doing it. He has decided not to commit theft anymore, but sometimes he does habitually. So Krishna says that in such conditions, when one who has decided to stop all immoral habits and just take to this process of Krishna consciousness, if by chance he does something which is immoral in the face of society, that should not be taken account of. In the next verse, Krishna says, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma, because he has dovetailed himself in Krishna consciousness, it is sure that he will be saintly very soon. Suddenly, the old derelict returns, announcing his entrance. How are ya? He is carrying something. He maneuvers his way through the group, straight to the back of the temple where the Swami is sitting. He opens the toilet room door, puts 2 rolls of bathroom tissue inside, closes the door, and then turns to the sink, sits some paper towels on top of it, and puts 2 more rolls of bathroom tissue and some more paper towels under the sink. He then stands and turns around towards the Swami and the audience. The Swami is looking at him and asks, what is this? The bum is silent now. He has done his work. Prabhupada begins to laugh, thanking his visitor who is now moving toward the door. Thank you very much. The bum exits. Just see, Prabhupada now addresses his congregation. It is a natural tendency to give some service. Just see. He is not in order, but he thought that here is something. Let me give some service. Just see how automatically it comes. This is natural. The young men in the audience look at one another. This is really far out. First, the chanting with the brass cymbals, the Swami looking like Buddha and talking about Krishna and chanting, and now this crazy stuff with the bum. But the Swami stays cool. He's really cool, just sitting on the floor like he's not afraid of anything. just talking his philosophy about the soul and us becoming saints, and even the old drunk becoming a saint. After almost an hour, the dog still barks and the kids still squeal. Prabhupada is asking his hearers, who are only beginners in the spiritual life, to become totally dedicated preachers of Krishna consciousness. In the Bhagavad Gita, you will find that anyone who preaches the gospel of Bhagavad Gita to the people of the world is the most dear, the dearest person to Krishna. Therefore, it is our duty to preach the principles of this Bhagavad Gita to make people Krishna conscious. Prabhupada can't wait to tell them, even if they aren't ready. It's too urgent. The world needs Krishna conscious preachers. People are suffering for want of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, each and every one of us should be engaged in the preaching work of Krishna consciousness for the benefit of the whole world. Lord Chaitanya, whose picture is in the front of the store, has very nicely preached the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. The Lord says, just take my orders, all of you, and become a spiritual master. Lord Chaitanya gives the order that in every country you go and preach Krishna consciousness. So, if we take up this missionary work to preach Bhagavad Gita as it is, without interpretation and without any material motives behind it, as it is, then Krishna says, it shall be done. We should not have any attraction for worldly activities, otherwise, we can't have Krishna. But it doesn't mean that we should be inimical to the people of the world. No, it is our duty to give them the highest instruction that you become Krishna conscious. And a young man in the audience seems unable to contain himself and begins making his own incoherent speech. Prabhupada, no, you cannot disturb just now. Man standing up. Now, wait a minute, man. A quarrel begins as others try to quiet him. Prabhupada, no, 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 just not just now. No, no, you cannot ask just now. Man, well, I'm trying to talk. Prabhupada, no, just now you cannot ask. Man, but wait a minute, man, wait. Prabhupada, why do you interfere just now? We have a regular question time. Others in the audience, let the man finish. Yeah, let him talk. The man's supporters defend his right to speak, while others try to silence him. Second man, I have just one question, please. How long is an individual allowed or expected to go on without any type of thought? How long? Prabhupada, I am not finished. We'll give question time after finishing the talk. The parties go on quarreling. All right, I'm very glad you are curious, but please wait. Have some patience because we have not finished. As soon as we finish, after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I will tend to your question. Don't be impatient. Sit down. The audience quiets down and the Swami goes on with his talk. Okay, let's pause here. Hare Krishna. Ah, yes, anybody would like to share anything? Anything anybody liked, loved, learned from today?
Prabhuji, thank you for reading. The lessons that we have learned today are really immortal. If we can implement those things in our daily life, we will see that we all have a connections. The past never goes, but by chanting and by having the pure devotion, we can bypass a lot of things. And as the consciousness of Krishna, there was one line that he has been present in so many planets, which again, when we look at the science, we call it multi-universe and stuff like that. So things are true in one way, but one just has to realize how the things are all interconnected. Although there is no answer when we try to connect science and philosophy and religious things, but just reading the things gives us the whole clear path to what we can do. And Prabhupada was so calm with each and every situation, which is also a godly act. And as given by the lot of things, these things like where the thief was trying to steal and still cannot get rid of his habits, although may sound a little bit uh, simple, but they are people, like even if they cannot give up on some of the things that they have been doing throughout the life, but the consciousness within themselves tells them to stop it, which is nothing but just the words of the God. If people start realizing it, the whole society might be totally different. And the way you read it, the way Prabhupada ji dictated the whole thing is really commendable. And I'm just saying, because we are still a human being, we still, after the morning class, when we go back, I'm dealing with the customers, where customers have their own problems, and then if we cannot really convince them about the problems, that we are also limited to our I mean, I'm just giving you an example. Like yesterday, one of the patient was not able to take the insulin because of the cost. The coupons that were there from the company had expired, and they were blaming us like we are the cheaters. And I did explain it to them that I'm just a worker as a pharmacy, and but it did not go well. He Afterwards he complained it to the bigger bosses, and they came to me, and then he was awarded as something as a thing. And I felt bad that I didn't do anything wrong. I was trying to explain it, but it felt like, okay, I was being punished while he was being awarded for something that was not in our control. I mean, that was just an example, and the whole situation after that, the whole uh, later part of the my shift didn't go well too, because it was all in my mind. I couldn't let go of those things. And Prabhupada, even when he was facing all those people around that, he was so cool and calm. So that's commendable. I wish we can learn something from them, and slowly and gradually the consciousness of God, like it's the act of the God, and that's what how we have to learn how to be calm in each and every situation is one thing that we can learn. And definitely it's all like how to be a gentleman can be easy to say, but in real life we are still human beings, we still make mistakes. Yes, my mistake was that I was also getting agitated, which I should have not, because in the back of my work was getting more and more, and I knew that if I don't complete this task, the other tasks will be all um, I have to rush through those tasks to finish it on time, or the other customers might get, or other patients might get mad. So the whole situation got escalated, which is my fault. Later on, realize, but at the same time, my mind was not thinking that it was my fault. I know it's out of the context, but
No, it's very relevant, right? And this is very practical what we do every day. And like you said rightly, see, I mean, just the thought that you had, you were able to connect this with what we learned today, and what we are seeing from Srila Prabhupada's life itself means that this is purifying your consciousness, right? It is impacting you positively, spiritually. Um, yeah, like you rightly said. Again, the every situation that comes in our life is to teach us something. Krishna is trying to teach us something, right? And sometimes it is also due to our past karma. Who knows, you may have been on the other side of the counter in your in a previous life, right? And we may have done the same thing to somebody else, right? And so that is just coming back to us. But with the strong foundation of Krishna consciousness that we have, then we are able to reflect, meditate, and eventually, with practice, like Prabhupada's teaching us here, we may have some habits, right? So those habits will take some time to go away. But just like when you start cleaning something, it is not like within one swoop it will get clean, right? Sometimes you have to keep scratching multiple times. It will take some time and effort. But with practice, you will see, it will be crystal clean after some time. So similarly, our hearts, it's all these impurities are there. It just requires patience, tolerance, steadiness, and when we keep on walking, even one step, right? It's like you have to go to a temple, for example, and you it is better to take small steady steps every single day when you know that this is your goal, this is your direction, if you're going in the right direction towards the temple. But let's say you have to go to the temple, but you're going in the opposite direction. Even if you go in a car, you run, right, whatever, you go on a bike, whatever, you're not going to reach your destination because you're headed in the wrong direction. But if your direction is right, even if you take small baby steps with small gradual practice and gradual effort, you will reach your destination. So it's the same thing. Yeah, we have to just continue on the path that our acharyas have given us with faith and sincerity, and we'll reach. So yeah, in this case, like this also reminded me because when Prabhupada was speaking, I don't know if we read already or it may come in the future, when um, Prabhupada was speaking at one of the lectures. One person, Indian person, stood up at the end, like just like here, he's telling them to wait until the end for questions. Prabhupada usually would speak and then he will answer questions at the end. So once he was doing that, and an Indian person, started shouting at Prabhupada. Um, and saying that, hey, why are you doing all this in this country? Here people believe in Christianity, and nobody wants to listen to you, blah blah blah. And Prabhupada was very cool again, very cool, very calm. Right? Because we see the quality of Chandan, we were talking about Chandan, is very cool. So anyway, so that is the coolness of a devotee. But that impacted some of his other disciples who were there, and then later when Prabhupada was actually leaving America to go to, I think, Canada, he asked one of his disciples, actually my Guru Maharaj, said, okay, you call that person. And my Guru Maharaj was very, very surprised. He said, Prabhupada, why are you calling him? He insulted you in front of everybody there, and he was shouting at you. He said, no, call him. And he comes, and he calls him, and he brings him in front of him. Prabhupada actually apologizes to him. And that person feels so humiliated. He says, no, I should be apologizing to you. Why are you apologizing to me? And then finally, anyway, I mean, he feels very bad for what he did, and he begs forgiveness. And then when he goes away, then my Guru Maharaj asks Prabhupada, why did you apologize to him? And Prabhupada says, nothing, something I had done to him in my previous life. So this was just the karma. So that whole story touched my Guru Maharaj so much that he remembered. And actually, I was talking to one of our other devotees recently, and she was mentioning another story with Gopal Krishna Maharaj where somebody spit on him. And again, Guru Maharaj didn't take any offense. And actually, later he called that person, and then something similar happened. And then that person was profusely, telling him sorry that what I did. And then Guru Maharaj, anyway, he never took any offense. He forgave him. But again, that transformed that person's life. So I was just reflecting that few days ago, that how, like you're saying here, like we have to learn from these examples of our acharyas. And I think what happened to you is also very relevant and very much similar, right? So we have to just learn that, yeah, maybe we were in the other side of the house in our previous life, and we caused such trouble to somebody else's mind. And so this is just something that Krishna gave us. But at least you see, he gave you the intelligence, spiritual intelligence, to think about the situation that you are put in, and then connect it back to this, what we are learning today. So that shows that Krishna is acting. He is always there with us every step of the way. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, anybody else would like to share anything from today's reading? All right, if not, then we'll stop here for today. And we'll end, as always, with Vaishnava Pranam prayers. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavind ki jai. Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Shila Prabhupada Leelamrit ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Have a great day, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.